Okay. Yeah, if any of these actually stay, I'll need that, so I'll just remember I got the Abyss Walker King ready for last. Okay. Now, can you take a mummy? Wonk. That was immediate. He literally threw him past his own shockwave. That had some serious knockback. Is he even hitting with the shockwave? I don't know. Well, he can hit the Robo-Warrior. I can tell that. Ooh, spun him around for a moment there. He's like, can I ask you a question? The Robo-Warrior's going, no, not really. It just barrages him right out of there. Just wonk. Okay, so Mummy, you're just not able to take this guy on. But I'm kind of going between two groups of bosses, between the quest and the kind of structure bosses. And the Mummy boss was kind of the weakest out of the structure bosses, so I kind of expected that to happen. We also have a Necromancer. Wow, they engaged immediately. So far, the only one that I've really had to do anything different was the Dragon. Although, this guy seems to have a shorter aggro range, so they seem to have forgotten each other. Yeah, he's out of combat mode now. Like you can tell when Chocolate Quest bosses are out of combat mode because they start just regening and sitting down. Okay, now we got the spells going. He's just whipping his skeleton into shape. If you could hit with that projectile, you'd probably do a lot better. Wow, he jumped at him. I didn't know you had jumping skills. I thought you mainly had more magic. But again, the damage bias is just too great. I don't think this is going to go very well. And that and this guy's area attack is ranged rather than close. So I think minions will get kind of just crowd blasted. Because if there's one thing that a Robo-Warrior is good at, is crowd control. So I don't think those minions. Yep, the minions did not help that much. The Necromancer was dealt with very quickly. Like, really quickly. So, poof. Incidentally, I found out that with Minecraft Dungeons, one of the bosses or mini-bosses will in fact be referred to as a Necromancer. So interesting that that shows up. And they do summon lots of undead, apparently. I have not... note this is made before Minecraft Dungeons, so... And so is this mod. The Lich is going for it immediately. That shockwave looked really cool, but not going nowhere. What even was that? It was like a skeletal dog. The Lich has definitely more life drain. Like his is working better. Summoned undead, that's all it says. Okay, fair enough. Whatever that wave is you're using, Necromancer, Lich, sorry. Whatever that wave is you're using, Mr. Lich, it's not very effective. The life drain, on the other hand, is pretty effective. And the minion is a decent distraction. I don't know if he's dealing any damage, though, to the Robo-Warrior. Oh, he can. The minion does work. He just gets instantly destroyed by the counterattack. So the Lich is definitely more effective in a lot of ways than the Necromancer was. Can I look at your HP? About 233? Okay, so you're definitely losing more overall, but you're also regaining at least some, so it's hard to determine that rate exactly. But I'd say overall, the Robo-Warrior is again just going to win out by sheer damage rate. He keeps getting reminded of the fact that the Lich is here. Did the shockwave finally actually hit? I'm kind of surprised, because I don't think it visibly hit before. Either that, or this guy's bouncing around just meant that he miraculously skipped it the other times. Now the wave is suddenly working, like, reliably. Of course, they're in closer range to each other. Okay, your wave is now at least somewhat effective. It doesn't deal much damage per hit, but it does shove him back. Okay, Lich, you've certainly got some things going for you now. Whoa, weird lag spike. And again, it seemed to skip the wave. Robo-Warrior is taking damage over time, but how's the Lich doing? Okay, the Lich is seeming to lose more over time, I think. So even though this is going to be one of the longer fights, I'd say the Robo-Warrior will still win out. Okay. Ooh, again that poofing of the summoned minion. It for a while I was wondering if he's stuck in a loop of which he could not get out of. Because he's shooting at him, but the wall was blocking his projectile. He had lost all line of effect. So I say, why is your aim suddenly so off? Because his is, sometimes they mutually just don't hit each other. That's like, really? Why did you... Heh. Okay, still fighting. Even when he gets stuck to the on the wall thing, he does eventually figure it out. There's been a couple times I was pondering interfering, but then suddenly he got it right. That damage cooldown on the Robo-Warrior is what's really protecting him from the Lich. So otherwise the Lich would get in a lot more hits. So that OreSpawn invulnerability period is definitely in the Robo-Warrior's favor. You're going down, but at least you made quite an effort of it, I'd like to say. Also, I don't think the Robo-Warrior recognizes the shockwave as an attack from him. I'm not entirely sure. That could be that it counts as something kind of neutralish, so he doesn't seem to get it as much. But he does recognize the life drain attack. And he certainly aggroes on those undead minions. Of course, they don't last very long, so he quickly finds the Lich again. You just shot that wall so many times in a row without hitting him. Okay, so maybe the Lich does have more of a chance than I was thinking for a while there, because if this guy keeps missing and just hitting walls, the Lich seems to figure it out a little more easily whenever he's on a streak that's not going well. Okay, he got back into melee range and just thwonked him. The Lich, however, is not doing much melee attacks compared with what he initially did. I mean, he was originally leaping in with his staff and whacking this guy on the head. But he's not doing that anymore. Okay, the Robo-Warrior has lost significantly more now. But this guy's stably been under 80 points for a while. I mean, he regains a bit, but then he loses a bit, so maybe. I mean, he's trying to hold on. Now he's finally back over 80. But if the Robo-Warrior hits him... Oh, I think he blew his own minion away. I'm not sure. That could have been the Robo-Warrior. Wow, this is going on for a while. I may have to actually cut this into 2 parts. Haven't had to do that for a while. Okay. Shockwave. Okay, thunk. This guy is okay. He's at like 40 or so. I mean, this guy has lost a significant amount, but I wouldn't say that the Lich is going to win here. He's making a pretty good effort. Like, he is annoying this Robo-Warrior like crazy, assuming this Robo-Warrior is capable of feeling annoyed. Because he is a robot. I don't know if his AI is that good. Can he actually feel the annoyance? This is a question we may never know the answer to. Although who's going to win is one we're going to have answered fairly quickly. He's been... wow. Actually, region up past that. Nice. Okay, okay. He's getting pretty close to halfway down. Okay, as long as you distract with minions and heal just right, it at least helps. But this guy just deals so much more damage with every hit. It's totally getting past his ability to heal with that life drain. And his recovery whenever he's in combat mode is entirely based on life drain. He has to be able to hit the enemy to be able to get that health back. Oh, wow, he's actually recovered significantly since then. He's still not back above 80 yet, but he might get there. Oh, big barrage. Oh, big barrage. Lich just took some serious hits. And he's gone. Wow, you just suddenly decided to just go for it, huh? But that was the Lich, and there's more mages left for you. So don't think he's the last spellcaster you're going to have to deal with there. Okay, Robo-Warrior. Yeah, I mean, there will be more. I mean, the Lich is something, but here's the Pig Zombie boss, which is also a spellcaster. Otherwise known as the Pig Mage. He's got rotating fire and wither skeletons. Well, they're again called summon undead. But whatever. We know they're wither skeletons. Even though they don't have their sword. I think they can actually hit for wither. We'll see. If they ever catch up to the Robo-Warrior. I don't think they can reach him. I think this is entirely based on the zombie pigman mage doing all the work. He did recover a good amount. At least for a little while. But he's taking a lot of damage again. Okay, he recovers more with his life drain, but he's been taking a lot more damage overall. Those fireballs, those are special. There's big orbiting fireballs and the ones that he's shooting. He's certainly bringing the heat. Wow, the Robo-Warrior has taken significantly more damage up to this point. And this guy's got a lot more HP, but he also looked like he lost a lot more really fast too, so this may be a lot faster paced. Okay, he sees the wither skeleton summons now. And he's getting them out of the way. Bonk. He one-shots them. But this guy is just going all out fire. Okay, not all out. He does have the life drain. Okay, that didn't recover as much. I'm pretty sure he's going to be outpaced a lot faster. But he's also, again, he's also dealing a lot more damage pretty quickly. So, this, yeah, I think this is just going to be a lot faster paced version. Ooh. I mean, this is definitely a rush down. How you doing there? Not very well. So he very quickly is getting pounded. And this isn't the Robo-Pounder, this is a Robo-Warrior. Whoa, that potion healed a pretty good amount. But it's just not enough. This guy still isn't even halfway down. You need more healing. Do you have more potions? Doesn't look like he has more potions. But he has a lot of fireballs. And they don't deal much per hit, but he shoots them very frequently. At least they're not dealing much damage per hit on this guy. He has a lot of armor. And the zombie pigman mage is down. So, yeah, that was just a lot faster paced version of the Lich fight. Like, way faster. So he is down, and we're on to our next major, like, structure leader, which will be the Gremlin boss. He may look like he's less of a boss, but he actually has more moves. Like, he leaps at him, he has, like, a flamethrower attack, goes in with melee. He's a lot more active. Okay, thump. But he's pulling himself into melee range very quickly, so that might be his downfall. Because he's taking considerable damage per strike. Yeah, he was out fast. I may want to remember to, well, put this guy before the mages, because they lasted longer. So, yeah, so that guy is now ranked somewhere below the mages. I just have to remember that. Well, I definitely want to see these bosses and other things too, so they might have some one-on group time, kind of like the Robo-Warrior is now. Oh, you literally stepped in exactly the... Oh, he just started in invisible for a while. I didn't think it was working. Say, hi, pirate boss. Nice to see your old tricks of being invisible and doing stuff. Like having your tricky clones. Doing your displacement moves. Oh, you back attacked that guy. That was a total backstab. The trick is trying to find out which one is the actual pirate captain when trying to use your weapon. I think it's the guy with 500 HP that has more than just a few HP. Like, he has 500 max, but the clones only have like a few HP each. Robo-Warrior is taking some decent damage this time because he does hit him in the back pretty frequently. He does that, he deals a lot more damage. Okay, he's getting low, he's using his potion. I think he has more potions than normal. But they only recover 20 each. And that's all of them. That just wasn't much down there. Seriously, it was pretty fast-paced. And he did deal a decent amount to him, but just not as much overall as he could have. I mean, he was dealing 12 at a time whenever he got a good backstab in, but that was probably his best shot. So, Robo-Warrior, you're now up against the Spectre boss. Otherwise known as the Spectre Lord. Let's see what he's got. 3 at a time. That armor is probably just a little too rough for you. Okay. Does have this whole transparency thing going for him, but unfortunately the Robo-Warrior has infravision, so he knows where he is. That was a pretty good hit. Don't know if it has the same back attack property as the pirate captain, but I thought he dealt more damage when he hit from the back for a moment there. I don't think that's just me. Okay. That was also pretty fast-paced. It seems to be about where the Robo-Warrior has been showing up with these bosses recently. In terms of about his remaining health. So, we'll see about that. But we do have, of course, one more, that being the Abyss Walker King, who is the definite final fight around here. Because let's face it, he's usually the toughest one in the mod. Now, remember, I don't have anything past the Walker King that I can find. Because if you look at the order, it ends with him there, and then it goes into all these, like, structure and weapons and magic and other things. Like, you don't actually get any more bosses past that point, and it is a kind of mod that has its own custom spawning items and stuff within the creative section. So it's not one where it would throw them in randomly somewhere else. It's very organized in its own set, so you can tell that some of the old stuff you might be remembering, like the Exterminator prototype and the Dwarven Engineer and the Orc Shaman, they just aren't here anymore in this version, and at some point I would like to find a version where they are, but I have not found that yet. Because I remember them being there, but I haven't seen them for a while. This guy, however, is definitely improved. And he, like the Robo-Warrior, has considerable armor. So even though the Robo-Warrior hits pretty frequently, it's not for very much at a time. So whenever, and of course he also has some special moves of his own, like that Dark Vortex. That can kind of juggle some things. It has a bit of lift to it. But whenever he's at very close range, it tends to go past the target. Like it has a certain minimum distance that it starts at. And usually whiffs at an enemy that's at point-blank range. But he knows how to melee too. And he will try to block things with his shield when he can. And then move in for the attack. So he knows how to dual wield. That's something that's definitely more like modern Minecraft rather than old school 7.10 here. But here in 1.7.10, that was something that was only in mods. Nowadays, we get shields of our own. But Chocolate Quest knew about that, because they were still around at that time. They're just still in 1.7.10. Oh, big barrages both ways. If you can push them into that vortex, that would probably hold them off for a while. And you can see that the Abyss Walker King is dealing significant damage because he's got good attack pacing too. I mean, it's not like huge damage at a time, but he's dealing more than a lot of them were. Like, he's dealing like 3 points of damage at once, where a lot of them couldn't even deal that. And he has good defense. He might also teleport around a bit, depending on the situation. He does that a bit more often when he's out in the open. Right now, he's kind of walled. I got twirled around in the vortex. It's interesting to note some of these things that will affect you in creative, whether or not they actually deal any damage. The Abyss Walker King has that ability. But of course, whenever he's walled, the enemy has to be point blank to him as well, so that generally means he'll be able to strike back. If he can get out from being walled, then you might be able to see more stuff happening. But so far, they've just been hanging out at this wall. Admittedly, that is where some of them wind up. This happens when you have an arena. Eventually something gets walled. Wait, what? Wow. You're that far down? How are you looking? Oh, wow. They actually got out of the wall. Okay. They're no longer stuck at the wall. This is good news. Kind of. And then I get shot in the face by a Robo-Warrior. That Dark Vortex is just having a hard time hitting this guy. That was a good hit. But the Robo-Warrior seems to be aimbot 9000 right now. He hasn't been missing as much as he had before. Of course, his target is at least slightly taller than some of the ones he was missing. Oh, wow. He's really down. He's really down. This is a pretty even match. Okay. The Abyss Walker King does at least have a potion left. Ooh, the Dark Vortex is hitting. Shoving him back. Okay, he's chasing him down. The Abyss Walker King is going in for the kill. He is hunting this robot. He's like, I got you. Oh, wow. That blasted the face. Okay. Thump. Oh, I guess he did use his potion. Did I miss that? Or did he choose not to use it? But man, that was close! The Robo-Warrior was down to like 7 or 8 points, depending on which register you trust. I'd say I'm trusting damage indicators more than the Wily here. So I'd say he has 8 points. Still, that was impressively down to the wire. The Robo-Warrior barely won that. I mean, that could have went either way, possibly. I mean, it's hard to say, but that was tight. That was really tight. The Robo-Warrior has won pretty much everything now when it comes to better dungeons, aka Chocolate Quest. But I mean, some of them put up a way more of a fight than others. Okay, so the one that he lost against was, in fact, of all things, the turtle boss got him. He was turtled. Like, no doubt, he got turtled. We remember this, right? He got totally turtled. So the one thing that's won against the Robo-Warrior so far has been this guy. I mean, seriously, I don't think the Abyss. Well, I might fight the different bosses against each other in Chocolate Quest sometime to see if there's like a little tournament thing I can do. But probably not yet. I mean, I don't know. Would the uh, Abyss Walker King normally win against this guy? Because he's just got such good defenses and so much better regen than the others. So he's just a defensive juggernaut, as I said before. There's no kidding around. This guy's awesome. But anyhow, I guess I'll be logging off and maybe doing a little extra special editing for this because that went on way more impressively than I thought. Okay, well, this has been Glitch Reaper. I'll be logging off for now, and well, finally the end of this video. So thank you very much and for watching, and hope to hear from you all later. So bye for now, everybody.